EU hopeful nation Montenegro has asked the EU to help out with its China debt on a national highway project. But the EU says it won't. NTD's Patrick Hayden has a look.
The European Commission says the EU cannot help EU hopeful Montenegro repay its debts to China, but it can help complete a highway project that started with a huge loan from Beijing. We spoke to a China specialist who was recently briefed by UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, along with recently China-sanctioned UK MPs. He says that US President Biden and Johnson are talking about a G7 free world alternative to China's Belt and Road Initiative.
Whereas Western countries in the past were principally concerned through their development budget in poverty alleviation, increasingly it's taking a geopolitical tilt. And it's having to because what the West is doing isn't occurring in a vacuum. Other countries are out there trying to bribe and buy off smaller countries in order to get their will around the world.
Armstrong says the free world option would mean developing countries wouldn't get caught up in bad contracts with China that end up as debt traps, as is the situation with ex-communist Montenegro.
When China comes offering these funds that are attractive, they're seemingly free to begin with, that hold the offer of rapid economic progress and development, you can forgive countries for taking them. But of course, China never gives anything freely.
He says if Montenegro defaults on their first Chinese loan repayment in July, it has serious consequences, giving China access to its land.
I think China would love nothing more than to have a significant real estate presence under Chinese law in the European continent. It would be a threat that strikes right at the heart of NATO. NATO, of course, being at its roots dedicated to upholding European territorial sovereignty. This would be a pretty stunning imposition on it.
He says Montenegro should be welcomed back into the European family.
And if the EU, and indeed if NATO, are serious about upholding European territorial sovereignty, upholding democratic values, upholding the rule of law and everything we stand for, it needs to step in.
He says the EU and NATO should help, even if it's financially costly to them. Patrick Hayden, NTD News, London.